no fear, only fight. I'm fearless, it's only right. My head's up, I stay strong, forever young, may you live long. With perseverance, hold on and stand tall. Never back down with my back against.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the After Party Hangover. I am your host, Mangria Fueled, and this is a show that talks about a show that talks about a show. And today's guest, of course, back in the day, he would tell us what national holiday it was. That's how he was introduced to us. But currently, nowadays, he's notorious for being one of the biggest villains in APPW history. Of course, you know him as Matthew JH 138, also known as Suburban Dad 732. Go ahead and give that a follow. He's got some funny ass dad memes. He's got a following already. Add to it, pile on. Welcome back to the Hangover, my friend. How are you doing?
Excuse me. Well, I'm doing great. Thank you very much. That was quite an introduction. So it's glad to be back. Glad to be back.
Well, give everybody a peek behind the curtain, JH. So tell everybody what's going on in your life currently. We touch base every now and then. The people to the we don't have pretzels here. We just have SRAP Army. Catch people up on JH's life. What's going on? What are you doing currently? Is you have a soccer game to go to? Like, what's happening?
Right now, we are done with sports until September. Thank freaking God. Let's see. Nothing much. I basically still am a professional babysitter for a large fragrance company. We get new temps all the time, and I literally had to break up a freaking love triangle of 3 guys and 1 girl Friday. Saturday.
Wait, 3 guys and 1 girl?
2 guys are going at it and involved a girl that started arguing, and then this one guy that caught feelings for the girl jumped in, and it was embarrassing.
Wow. That sounds like the cop from Tennessee who took on the whole police department.
Pretty much. In a weird way, yes.
Wow.
None of these guys realize that she's a lesbian, but hey, whatever.
A new wrinkle. This is for sure. Big ups to Springer, but this would have been a great episode.
Yes, I'm dreading going back to work. I don't want to deal with what's going to happen.
What about the love life? Is JH, seeing what the ladies? You still available? You still swinging that thing?
We're working on things.
Okay.
So let's see. We're just by chance and luck. Years ago, I was talking to someone, and we stopped talking. I got back with my ex, which Jake says, yeah, you got divorced twice. He doesn't know because you don't have kids, so you do stupid things sometimes for your kids. So yes, just by chance recently, I was single sitting at home, and I just get a phone call from someone I stopped talking to over 5 years ago. And I didn't want to stop talking to them, but I did to better my family. So it was kind of weird how that just landed there in my lap. But it was nice. So we'll see about that.
Well, that's good. That's good news.
I haven't had much free time since she's called, but kind of made some like coffee break dates and all that stuff.
What is
she lives down the shore, so it's hard to get there sometimes.
Matthew JH's music recommendations as of late, because we know you're a huge fan of the music. You're wearing a Misfits shirt.
I always wear a Misfits shirt, but yeah.
Anything you're listening to currently?
Honestly, right now it's anything Biohazard. They reunited with their original. They have 2 singers, but they reunited with the 1 singer. So now they got their 2 original singers. It's the original lineup. Shit's good.
Nice.
The little rap rock type style shit. I love it. Just so you know, do you ever watch Oz?
No.
You never saw that show?
Nope.
Okay. That HBO show. The guy Hoyt was the singer of Biohazard in it. Okay. So it was pretty good though.
There are a lot of good shows that I haven't watched. Sons of Anarchy. I haven't watched The Mayans. There's a lot of shows that they talk about at work, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
I've never even seen that shit. But
Well, I started watching Oz 15 years too late. So, but
well,
you
shit, I'm
know,
going on 20.
yeah, it's a lot of man ass, a lot of dick
Yeah.
in that show. So yeah,
Oh boy. Oh boy. Sounds like fucking Game of Thrones all over again.
basically.
Well, Matthew JH, we're going to talk about not only one but two episodes of the
Yeah.
SRAP. We're going to start things off with SRAP episode 163, Steamboat Willie. The guys talk about 7-Eleven gas station boner pills. The LOL line of the episode was in this segment where Zenka said, "Boner pill did me nice. I'm pretty sure she fucking celebrates Christmas now because he nailed a Jew." So this is an interesting subject. Embarrassing stories are about to be told, folks. So strap in. Yes, I have tried those boner pills as well because being a diabetic, you have certain issues, you have certain blood flow issues. So, if your blood sugar is normal, things are good. However, when I met my wife, she had way more energy than me. So I was like, fuck, she is wearing my ass out. I gotta think of something. There's gotta be something out there to help me. I wasn't about to go to the doctor and be like, hey, I need some boner pills. So, you're at 7-Eleven, you're at the gas station, you're looking, just impulse buys are all around the counter. Here's these weird looking fucking pills that are supposed to improve your sex drive. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll take them. So I took them. The first time I took them, they worked. They worked great. I was like, yes, I got a secret weapon now. Just in case it's a long weekend and I'm called to, step up to the plate, I can deliver. However, I tried it again, and that was the last time I ever tried it because of what Zenka said exactly happened. You almost feel like you're gonna have a heart attack. Maybe the first time, like the first time you drink Red Bull, it gives you that kick. The first time you drink coffee, it gives you that kick. The first time you drink booze, you get hammered immediately. So the first time I tried those boner pills, they worked. The second time, nah, it did not work. It did the complete opposite. Sweating, heart pounding. I tried to change the subject when she was getting in the mood. I was like, oh, look, there's Fast and the Furious. But JH, have you tried these boner pills? Were they successful? If you have, or what's going on there with you? Any thoughts on this?
Okay, so I think I do have an equally embarrassing story, actually. This is years ago. It was the first time I met someone outside of my wife
Mhm.
after we broke up the first time. And I had met this girl on Match.com, and we were talking a huge game. It was fucking ridiculous. So I
Mhm.
knew, like, that day, I didn't have the kids, I didn't have anything. I knew I was going to her house to hang out. I knew this was happening, and I had myself hyped up that nothing. It was like 6 hours of foreplay. There was nothing we could do about it. It was like
Oh,
playing with a limp piece of spaghetti.
oh boy.
I was so embarrassed. It was because I was just like so worked up because it was like there was like this new thing. It was completely different. I didn't know what to do, and I went and got. I believe the ones were called Blue Ox by me.
Blue
That's
eyes.
what the pill. The pill was huge. It was like one of these earbuds. That's how big it was. But
Jesus.
yeah, that worked. That worked real well.
Wow.
That worked real well. But then I would say at the time I was all this is all in 2007, 16, 17. It was a crazy year for me.
Mhm.
I started going to a therapist to
Mhm.
go through everything I was going through with my life. And um, I was going to a therapist and a psychiatrist because the therapist can't prescribe you anything, but the psychiatrist can. And they
Mhm.
gave me like I forget what it was called, something like for depression. I forget what it was called, but whatever it was, I went to my yearly physical, and my doctor goes, you don't seem all right, this and that." I told her what I was on, and she just goes, "How's your sex life?" I was like, I told her about the blue pills, the gas station pills, the blue things, and she goes, "No, no, 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 no." So she gave me a prescription for Viagra.
Oh,
She goes,
shit.
she goes, you're on these medications that are notorious for killing your sex drive. That's what the problem was the whole time.
Mhm.
So then she gave me a prescription of Viagra. That was fucking awesome. I had to cut them in half. They were too strong.
So you
You
were
have like a
back up
boner
to the
for a
plate
day.
and hitting home runs.
Yes. Yes. Like with Viagra, I had to cut them in half because like you'd be, well, it was a term called shooting ropes all night. All night. You just keep going and keep going. But then you can keep going in the morning too. So I had to cut them in half. So it lasted about like 4 hours for me.
You got to call a doctor in case it lasts more than 4 hours.
It was crazy. So I would like, even after I was off the medication, I was like, you know what? Let me just refill this one just in case. I did it for years, and then my doctor took the prescription away, so she would no longer have it refilled.
Well, now I know why you wear glasses.
Yeah,
I
it
heard
was
about the
fun.
side effects.
It was fun. When you're on the Viagra pills, though, you can go like 3-4 times a night.
Jeez.
That's crazy. Yes, it makes you seem Superman, but you got to kind of be honest because otherwise, then she'll protect it all the time.
Yeah. And plus you'll get reliant on it. You got to like,
Yeah.
yeah. But hey man, I get it. That's funny. Gas station boner pills. I think the ones over here, there's horny goat weed, and I think there's a blue one as well, but it's called Extends. Extends. It's not called Blue Ox, it's called Extends, but
But does it have a Z in it?
yes, yes. You know,
Yes,
they
of
gotta keep
course.
it
It's
classy.
gotta.
They gotta keep it
Yeah,
classy here. But
it's
embarrassing
good hip.
stories here on the Hangover. But Zenka shared his as well. So
Yeah,
uh
why not?
oh yeah, I'm very curious about the hate mail Zenka gets about the podcast because he's notorious. I mean, I put all the funniest shit he says on the LOL lines and post it. I'm very curious to know because he said he gets it, but
Mhm.
specifically what they're saying. Maybe one of these days I'll ask them what specifically they do. Because I mean, what are they gonna do? They're gonna be like, "You're so insensitive. Why would you use the rape word? That's
Yeah.
not that's problematic." Like it's like, all right, you're gonna get offended by a podcast when there's billions of podcasts. Like no one cares about your feelings. It's for entertainment.
Yeah.
The line on his Instagram says it's a joke.
It's a joke. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
point.
And I think he's probably also referring to um, even with memes that he makes, he probably gets a lot of hate mail for that too. Because I learned that with when I made that dad page, he was actually the biggest one who encouraged me to do it.
Mhm.
And the stupidest shit people will sit there and email you about because I don't know if they have nothing better to do, if their lives are that miserable that they need to be heard by something. But yeah, I've gotten people telling me that I should have my kids taken away because I made a meme about giving your kid chicken nuggets for like the 10th day in a row. And they're like, that's
Jesus.
a disgusting thing. I was like, dude, it's a fucking meme, man. You're like getting mad at
Oh, it was
something.
from a guy?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
People, I made a joke about mulch. You see how fucking butthurt the comments are. People screaming and fighting over it. So
you know,
I totally get it. What he's talking about with that.
I'm so glad that the tripod isn't a widely listened to podcast because the emails would never
No,
stop. They would never stop if people would listen to it.
that or Cesar would be a star somewhere.
Cesar
One
needs
or
his own show. I tell him all the time he needs his own podcast.
the
Um,
other.
oh, they came out with the tagline for the APPW video game. They called it
Mhm.
APPW BBW, Black
Yes,
Brothers Wrestling.
I believe
Personally,
you also said to give that to you guys for Sunday night. Though I
no,
think that would be awesome.
personally, if I
Yeah,
were making it, I would call it APPW, all assholes.
yeah, okay.
Because there's
You know,
a AEW show called All Access. So
yes,
I call it
yes, you're right.
APPW All Assholes. There's a play on that. Plus, we are pretty much all. There's not really a good guy amongst any of us. Like we're all pricks. That's entertaining though.
I'm trying to. You just brought that up. I'm trying to think. Is there anybody who is an actual good guy?
I mean, if Savage ever
See,
sent in a promo, but he has never sent one in ever.
yeah, that's true.
There's
I
not
was
one.
gonna say Caesar is pretty much the closest person to a baby face that you can
Yeah,
think of, kind of.
yeah, because Sticks already turned heel.
Mhm.
Tryon is he dropped that funny promo for Money in the Stank. I appreciate that. None of us are actually leaning towards being a good guy. I don't know. Maybe that'll be a face turn for Mangria in the future, and I'll be like, everybody, make sure you drink your milk and say your prayers.
That's the next season. Everybody's a good guy.
By the
Throw
way,
them all off.
Jake referred to the Amazon series The Boys in this episode, and he was trying to convince Zanka to watch it. I don't think he did a good job, because if Zanka is watching, listening to this is right up your alley. All your complaints about Game of Thrones were legit. I didn't really like Game of Thrones. I watched it to be in the zeitgeist and know what people are talking about, which is probably why I should watch Sons of Anarchy and Oz. But yeah, The Boys is one of the darkest shows on TV, and it's about superpowers. There's two out there. There's The Boys and The Umbrella Academy. Those are both kind of dark shows with heroes in them. Oh, and the John Cena one, The Peacemaker. That one's kind of, it's a little bit dark as well, but not as dark as The Boys. The Boys, it's so despicable. Like there's an Aquaman who forced one of the new superheroes to give him head. Like that was her initiation. Like she was just this country bumpkin who was like, "Oh, I can't wait to be a hero," and he's like, "Yeah, blow me." And then he goes on to fuck fish. There's that dude who can shrink to minuscule, and he crawls up some dude's dick hole and then expands and explodes the guy. There's Homelander, who's what Jake was trying to explain is he is the most psychotic. Like he was breastfeeding now, like he was sucking off some girl's titty for milk, for nourishment, because he didn't have a childhood. He was raised in a lab and shit, so he's got issues. Every character has issues on that show. It's very entertaining. I think there's 3 seasons, but man, is it fucking sick and twisted. And JH already recommended Oz. There's lots of swinging dicks and possible rape in prison.
Yeah.
But it had to have been compelling if it people are still talking about it.
Well, look, if you watch Oz, you will never see an insurance commercial right again. That guy who does State Farm,
Yeah.
you know the State Farm commercial, that old guy? He's the head of Aryan Nation in Oz.
Oh
He's
yeah.
forcing people to suck his dick all the time. And then another guy who's in the Irish whatever group, he's that guy that does I forget. He's in another commercial. He's always beat up and broken and everything like that. He's always like cut up and everything like that. He's like, if you like mayhem, well, he's in Oz too. They're all insurance salesmen now.
Looking it up right now, the cast, because it'll drive me insane. It's J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons is he was in Oz, and he was J. Jonah Jameson in the Spider-Man movies.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it has a dude.
I was just watching it today.
Christopher Maloney. He's the dude from Law and Order SVU. That's the lead into NXT and fucking Raw every week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a pretty good.
He has a giant dick in that show too.
The Mayhem guy from the fucking insurance commercials. That dude's in it.
Yeah, that's what I was to say. He's. Okay. It's like you won't look at insurance commercials again because it's all guys who were like forcing other guys to suck their dicks.
Jeez, and the only thing they can get now is fucking insurance commercials.
Well, probably big money.
Another interesting note I put here. It actually is for both. It's an entire podcast. Jake likes to interrupt people like Cesar does. Like Zanka's leading up to something funny, and then Jake goes, "I know," and fucking Zanka goes, "Will you shut the hell up? I'm trying to get to the point." I feel you, Zanka. I just went through that last night, actually. If you listen or watch the tripod, I reference that when I'm talking. But yeah, it's always a bummer when someone jumps on the punchline of your joke. But I mean, it's two people excited, wanting to talk. So I get it, but it is very annoying.
Doesn't it seem like Jake really wants to do the show more? He says he doesn't, but he does.
I think he would rather talk about bullshit than wrestling.
But that's how it always has been.
Like
So
if it's him and Zanka not talking about wrestling and talking about anything else, I think Jake
yeah,
would be more on board to do a podcast. But then when it gets to wrestling, that's kind of when he's like, ugh. Okay, this
yes.
right here is an East Coast, West Coast thing. I brought it up before. Popeyes sucks out here. West Coast Popeyes, it's terrible. Because I wanted to know what the hype was, because a lot of people were talking about Popeyes. So it was like maybe 5 years ago, I think, 4 years ago. I tried Popeyes for the first time. No, that was bad. The chicken sandwiches are stringy. The staff is terrible. I mean, the place is filthy to begin with.
That's how
Um,
you know it's good.
I not this time, not this time.
Yeah.
And I can vouch for Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is good. However, the portions are small, and I'm a mega pounder. I
Mhm.
need a lot to
Yeah.
fill my fat ass up. So Chick-fil-A, you get a combo meal. The sandwich is like maybe like this big.
Mhm.
It's good. It tastes, it tastes fresh, tastes clean, tastes good. But again, you're gonna spend a lot, and it's not gonna fill you up. JH, I want your thoughts on great chicken places of the East Coast. I want you to inform the West Coast listeners if they make a trip over to Jersey, what should they expect? What do you recommend for chicken joints out there?
Okay, so the major ones we're talking about, right?
Whatever you
Because
want.
there's like news. It was in the news, NewJersey.com, the other day that like a Bojangles is coming to New Jersey. I don't know what that is. I thought it was like a racist thing, but it's a fried chicken place. So I
Okay.
agree everything with the Chick-fil-A. It's good, but it is expensive and it's not worth the long lines. It really is not. Uh,
Are you talking
if we're
about
gonna
Popeyes?
go, no, I'm talking about Chick-fil-A.
Oh, okay, okay.
Chick-fil-A, there's always a line out to the highway because it's still a relatively within 5 years new thing to Jersey as well.
Okay.
So they have like the double um, drive-through lines, and it goes all out to the highway. It's insane what people wait for that shit. So if I'm gonna go the top three chicken places in New Jersey for chicken sandwiches, it would be I forgot what the fuck I was.
Are you starting with number three to build to number
I'm
one?
gonna start. I'm gonna start with
Okay,
number
okay.
three, but I just forgot my third one.
Okay.
Okay, yes, I'm gonna go with Chick-fil-A. Number two would be Popeyes. Popeyes is really good.
Okay.
That's how you know it's good is when they're nasty and they're mean to you because there is no Popeyes in a nice neighborhood. But Wendy's is better than anybody. Wendy's makes the best spicy chicken sandwich, and it's a better value. It's cheaper. It's bigger. There's never a problem with stringiness. You can agree with me all you want here because I know I'm right on this one. People get all bent out of shape about it. But we also got this one place called Crown Fried Chicken, and it's only in like hood areas. Like Perth
Mhm.
Amboy's got them, Newark's got them, New Brunswick's got them. That's the fucking best. They
Okay.
make the best fried chicken. Period. Maybe there's Crown. There used to be Kennedy fried chickens, but I don't see them anymore. But Crown's are fucking good.
Kennedy. No.
Yes, yes,
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure Caesar is gonna have thoughts
yeah.
on that, but I do agree Wendy's chicken is pretty fucking good.
I'm pretty sure Cesar would agree with it if anybody said it but me. Yes.
Um, well, they did Money in the Bank predictions. We already know what happened. Um, Aubrey Edwards hate during the fantasy orgy banter. Yeah, Aubrey Edwards. Wow, this woman. Jake called her a horse face. I call her Tranny Manson. Aubrey Edwards is the female ref in AEW. She is hideous. She is extremely ugly. She tries to be the center of attention in every match, even though in previous interviews she goes, being a good referee means being unnoticeable. You just call the action and you let the wrestlers be the stars. Smash cut to her doing like reaction shots and like acrobatics in the fucking ring. She even wrestled a match recently. It's like, all right, Aubrey, which is it? You hypocritical cunt. What JH, do you have any thoughts on Aubrey Edwards?
No, I don't. None.
Okay.
No, none whatsoever. I know. I don't understand what they hate. I get it with the. Well, they say I had to look her up who she was, and I guess I get it, but I don't watch AEW, so I don't know that she like interjects herself so much. But I don't watch it, so I don't really care. I really don't. I only watched AEW once because I lost that fantasy football thing.
It's the fact that when she's the ref, she makes
Mhm.
herself noticeable. Like she will make sure you see her.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
as opposed to focusing on the action, which isn't that great to begin with, because it is all trash wrestling.
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, is she any different than the guys in WWE? That blonde dude, I forget his name.
Lil Nate,
Yeah, like him. There was that older guy, or
Mike
was it
Chioda.
Earl Hebner? Mike Chioda. That's the blonde guy. And then there
Oh,
was that
that's
other, the older guy.
no,
He
not
always
Mike.
made
No,
faces
no,
too.
Mike Chioda. He wasn't the blonde guy. Lil Nate. I forgot his name. He's still there. He's a senior ref, but Mike Chioda was there for a long time. He got released, and then he did a podcast, started shitting all over WWE. The older guy was Earl Hebner. He was the dude who did the screw job, Montreal screw job. Um, Tim White was a ref as well. He died, I believe, recently. He got injured refing a match.
Mike
Um,
Chioda. Okay, you're right. Mike
yeah,
Chioda is. I know who he is, but he's not.
yeah, he's like the Jersey.
That's not the blonde guy. That's not the
No,
blonde guy. Okay, the
no,
blonde guy's the one that was running down. They always made that meme. He was running down for that
yeah,
Undertaker match.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, ending on a positive note, I'm impressed with Jake's ability to know what Zanka is talking about when Zanka
Mhm.
can't remember shit. Like they're the perfect pairing. Like Zanka will be a guy, yeah, you know that one guy with the hair, and then Jake will just magically come up with who he was thinking of. Like I think that dynamic that they have is always refreshing and funny. Uh, Great how this episode ended abruptly, like the final scene of The Sopranos, because they were talking about Hillary Clinton, and he goes, "You could get killed for that," and then like the episode just ends
Yes.
immediately.
Yes.
That was entertaining. Any final thoughts on that episode, Jake?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Okay.
they spent a good few minutes on this, and I'm just curious about this. Other than the fact that she has these weird messed up teeth, Shayna Baszler isn't that bad.
She comes up in the next episode, by the way. We can just roll
Yeah.
into the next episode. It does come
I'm
up.
just saying that it's not that bad. I mean, before Rhea Ripley went all goth mom, she was kind of gross herself. She had the big square swimmers like Michael Phelps back, and she didn't really. It was then she started wearing the hot pants that kind of hugged her ass with the harness. That's what worked. I mean,
Let's
Shayna Baszler could work on it. Just get different makeup.
let's roll on to RAP episode 164, edible undies. So on that note, they were
Mhm.
talking about Shayna Baszler a lot. And whenever they talk about somebody that I've paid for an intro for, a light bulb goes off on my head. So I was like, they're talking about Shayna Baszler a lot. So I messaged Jake. I was like, Jake, do you still have that intro for Shayna? Remember I sent you that? He goes, I don't know. Let me check. And he didn't really get back to me. And so I messaged him again. I was like, did you get the Shayna intro? And he goes, I'll try to find it. And he did it. This was the
Yeah.
intro to SR the next episode with Shayna Baszler. Hearing you defend Shayna is just hilarious. And
Just saying.
your thoughts on Rhea Ripley, although controversial, I will second that by saying the first time I saw Rhea Ripley, I called her Pete Dunne face. She has she had Pete Dunne's face. So I was like,
Mhm.
that's the female Pete Dunne right there. That looks just
So it's
like
like a rat.
I wouldn't go that far. But
Yeah.
I mean, as of lately, she it's like she grew into her look. Like she's a lot hotter now.
Mhm.
She's mommy. She looks way better without her makeup, by the way. Like in the ring, she's all like Transylvania'd up. But when she's on
Mhm.
Instagram or something afterwards, she looks normal and she looks real good. Um, and it's hilarious how she and Dom are like this. Like they're all over each other, and oh, mommy gets what mommy wants, and Dom's like, oh, my mommy. And then you see Buddy Matthews, her boyfriend, who's Buddy Murphy. He's in AEW now. That's her real boyfriend. He gets on her and being like, all right, Dom, I see you. I see you, Dom. But it's like they keep bumping it up a notch with Rhea and Dom, and it's like, man, they're pushing the boundaries. Buddy's gonna beat the shit out of him.
When they do stuff like that, do you think it's more of like WWE's kind of like poking at AEW because look what they can do? You know what I'm saying? Like on a little,
Yeah,
not the main goal, but it's like an added bonus for them.
like a dig.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
They won't trash them on TV, but we're gonna fuck with your head type of thing.
exactly. I think I'm pretty sure Rhea tells Buddy like every night, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. You know, it's just gonna be silly, it's gonna be funny, and he's like, yeah, whatever, because he gets paid, and he gets paid, and he gets laid by mommy herself. So
But she's also the champion, so she's probably getting paid more to do it.
as far as Shayna Baszler, she's hideous. She's fucking hideous. Her teeth are awful. She's got a cave woman forehead. She talks like a Muppet baby. Like it's all bad. The only redeeming quality is that she plays video games.
This is not that bad.
Oh man,
not as bad as you guys all say.
JH, would you
there's
take your
worse.
standards up off the floor? Come on, Shayna, come on.
I mean, if you had to go between her and Ronda, I don't know.
Pick
It's a
Ronda
toss-up.
now that she has titties. Like years ago when she didn't have any titties,
Yeah.
I'd just kill myself. I wouldn't pick either. But now that Ronda's got titties, I'll pick Ronda. She better not talk.
I'll take the other one and then we'll just compare afterwards.
That would be the worst sex tape of all. Well, then they kick off the episode with Jake telling us some of his unfortunate happenings as of late. But then he gets into edibles. He did edibles, and he said that they watched the movie and he was feeling fine. Again, embarrassing stories about to come up. I tried edibles a couple times. First time was in Vegas. We went to this place called MedMen, a big red building. We went in there. It's all professional. Like everything's laid out. Everyone's professional. And I got gummies. Edible, the THC, I don't know, the fucking gummy. I ate one gummy in Vegas. I had a panic attack. Like I was freaking out. Like just like Zanka's friend, probably not. I'm not sticking my head in a dryer, but I was having a panic attack. I was trying to keep it together for my wife because I didn't want to ruin the Vegas trip. And I vowed never to do it again. Little did I know that the candy bars are way more powerful because like 5 months after that, my buddy got a candy bar that was laced with the same shit. And I took a big old bite and I was like, oh, this ain't doing nothing. Smash cut to an hour later. It felt like there was an inner tube of air wrapped around my head. And then it got worse. Then I got tired. And then it ruined our day because I fell asleep in the car. So I don't do good with edibles. That's probably why I'm going to stick to drinking, even though it's making me fatter. But, at least it's not, it's something I can sort of handle. But JH, regale us on some tales of edibles if you have tried some.
Sure. Yeah, I got two stories. Actually, the first one, I just forgot about this. The episode prior to this one, Zanka said that he was pulling a JH drinking Coors Lights. That's right, because you can drink like 100 of them, you don't feel anything, and it's refreshing. It's very good. I just want to give him a shout out for that because that was really nice.
With a straw, of course.
Straw makes it less calories. The calories get stuck to the side of the straw. So, let's see. See, I have like a really fucked love life. So in 2007, I was engaged to like my punk rock princess girlfriend. We were together for like 5 years, and we broke up right before the wedding, and I was depressed. And like you know how when long term relationship your friends divide. Well, her best friend became my best friend. So me and her best friend, we used to hang out all the time, and she was a hairstylist. So she would get all her hairstylist friends to come out, and she had a friend that was a massage therapist at the time. Was a way older woman. She was 36.
Mhm.
I was like 25. So, but she was a big pothead, and I was like, let me try to impress her. So I started smoking with her one night at like this big barbecue, and I hadn't smoked since 1999. I was in high school, so I didn't know that at that point weed had changed. It used to be just like skunk weed or kind bud. That was it. Now it was all this different types of strands and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, I can handle this. I just kept smoking, 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 and I sat down. I couldn't stop sweating because I had to go to the bathroom, but I was too afraid to stand up because I was pretty sure I was going to knock over the table. And you just said like an inner tube wrapped around your head. That's the perfect explanation of it. Because for me, I was like, I felt like I was underwater, where it was just like I can't move. Like everything was in slow motion. If I was gonna put my hand on this chair, I was gonna flip the chair. If I was gonna put my hand on this table to get up, the table was gonna flip up. And I was panicking, and I felt like I was sitting there for hours, but I was there for about 45 minutes.
Jeez.
Yes. I hadn't smoked since after that. I was like, that was fucking embarrassing.
That's from smoking, right?
From smoking.
Have you
So
ever
that's
tried edibles?
no, I've been too
No,
afraid because of that one time.
that's a smart move.
When I got back with my wife, she had started taking edibles. She still does, and I'd never even attempted it. I thought about it once, but I was like, I can't because I'll probably freak the fuck out. So I don't know.
I think sticking to Coors is a great choice.
Exactly.
Well, now we're about to get kinky, my friend, because the subject of edible undies came up. Have you ever purchased and then devoured some edible undies?
I didn't eat them. I
No.
bought them, but I didn't eat them. But
Were
it
you
was like the
wearing
cheap
them?
ones. Yeah.
Oh, you were wearing them.
Okay. So, yeah. So years ago, back in that 2006, 2007 time, we used to go to the pub all the time with our friends and then bring everybody back to my house after 2 o'clock. And we would just do stupid things. Or either we'd go to the pub or I'd have like theme parties all the time because I was like a new single guy.
Mhm.
So we'd have like toga parties, hot water balloon parties, and jello wrestling parties. And like we'd play Twister. But I never play Twister straight. I play Twister in a male thong. And one time I thought it'd be awesome to do that in one of those, you know, those candy necklaces?
Yeah,
They made one with a male thong.
I've seen it.
Yeah, I don't know where that went. Someone took it. So
Well,
I
hopefully they had a good snack. Um,
guess so. Use
I
the string for boss.
I may be a fat guy, but no, I have never purchased and or devoured edible undies. The closest thing, because we have this like janky ass sex shop here. I don't even know if it's still open. It's been open for like 40 years. It's an old sex place that they still have the rooms where you can go in and beat off watching porn.
That's awesome.
So what I did is I didn't buy edible undies, but I was getting kinky with an ex, and I was like, "Hey, look it, they got whipped cream here. Oh, look it, they got strawberry flavored whipped cream. Let's get that. Let's get that. Yeah." So dumb, so dumb. I mean, this, like I said, it's an old sex shop. This can of whipped cream had been sitting there for God knows how long. We buy this fucking whipped cream. I attempt to use it, eat it. Fucking disgusting. It was so gross. Almost it almost tasted like there was motor oil in it. Like it was so bad. So my advice to anybody going to a vintage old sex shop, don't purchase anything you can eat because it's probably been there for a very long time.
Yes. Yes. They can purchase like the analies, the lubes, the body paints, all those are different types of flavor and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Have you
not a
ever
while, but
purchased a sex toy for your woman?
yeah, of course.
Okay, so you by yourself or was she with you?
No, no, I got no shame. I would go. We had I think it still is open now, but we have one that has all those little side things too where you can go into.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. I mean, I had a friend who purchased, or it was her birthday. It was her 21st birthday, and I bought her a fist, like a
Jesus.
fist. She said she never used it. I think that's bullshit. Um,
Yeah.
but I used to buy. I think what was it called, a rabbit? I
Yeah.
don't know the name. They all have different names now.
Yeah.
So I purchased a few different things from now here and now, but now it's all the internet. So
So I don't know how things work there, but
mhm,
here, uh, I was with an ex who never bought sex toys for herself, and I wanted to kick it up a notch in the bedroom.
mhm.
So I did. I got we'll call it a rabbit because it was the dildo with the
Yeah.
the clit tickler, and I bought it. And what I didn't know is they have to take it out and they have to turn it on to make sure it works. So you cannot return it and tell them it doesn't work. I guess they do it with
Mhm.
everybody. They do it with everybody. So they took the toy out of the fucking box, put the
Mhm.
batteries in it, and turned it on. That was incredibly embarrassing. I mean, I know I shouldn't have been embarrassed, but this was like when I was probably 21.
Yeah.
That's my God, that was a long time ago. But yeah, that was did you have to do that too? Did they take it out of the no?
No,
Okay, I guess that was
absolutely not.
the California thing. Hopefully that's a thing, and she wasn't just some fucking old king. She was an old lady too. It was embarrassing. It was like this fucking May Young looking bitch. She took the thing out of turn. She's like, hold on, sweetie. Put her cigarette out, and then
Well,
it's like,
see that's funny. Now that you're speaking of these with the booths, like when you turned 18, did you ever go into those booths?
no, no.
No. Okay.
No, I never did because I always had a lady who would take care of my business. I didn't have to do anything like that. Like I've never done that. I won't criticize people who do it, but I don't.
Uh-huh.
I could not bring myself, no matter how
Why?
friendly I was, to get into that booth and beat off. Because if you put a black light in that place, it would shine like the fucking like the sun was out. I'm
Yeah, but
guessing.
you're like 18. You're like 18. So who cares?
I'm guessing
Like,
you're about to tell us a story about how
yeah.
you in
So
this booth.
when we were 18, we used to call ourselves the Thursday Night Crew. There was this big go-go bar called Delilah's Den. It has since closed down, but we used to go there every Thursday, and they'd have like 50 girls. It was like the high class go-go bar. So much so they gave us jackets with like our names on it. They gave it to us because we were there every Thursday. We're 18. We made like 150 bucks a week in our part-time jobs, but we always made sure we had 60 bucks on Thursday just so that we can go to Delilah's Den to cover the it was 10 or was it 10 or $20, whatever it was to get in. $20 for a lap dance, and the rest was for your drinks and tipping and shit like that. Like as long as you had that. And like even the people at the bank cashing our paychecks was the hostess of the go-go bar. So she knew. She knew what we were going to spend this money for. But and like I've always had girlfriends on and off, and I believe some of my other friends did too, but living close to New York, it's a 45-minute train ride.
Mhm.
And we went right to New York City when we were all 18 and we could just to experience what the hell those booths are fucking creepy. They really are. Because there was none that were live. None of them were live. Like you see in the old movies, they were all like TVs and everything.
Mhm.
But it's like it's creepy when you get there and you got a guy who's mopping the floor and shit. Because I have seen that, and I remember yelling at my friend because he was wearing flip flops. I'm like, dude,
Oh my
you
God.
can't. But he didn't give a shit. So he got, it was fun. It's one of those experiences you could say you did
I hope that janitor.
it. Well, look at this one. Like at the time, especially back then, I was way thinner. I was like Gretzky style. I was like
Oh
six
yeah.
five, maybe 190 pounds. Like but all my friends, they were big dudes. They were shorter, but they were all like much bigger dudes. But that
Yeah.
was pretty funny. This like we're all like Hawaiian shirts and like fucking khaki shorts, just walking in. Hey, we're gonna go to the jerk off rooms.
I don't think I started getting fat till I was like 32, 33. Like up until then, I maintained like a 180 weight. I'm not really
Yeah.
tall, but I maintain a 180 weight, so I was attractive enough to get a wife. Now, if I
Mhm.
lose my wife, it's all over. But yeah, I completely get like back in the day we were all in better shape. But moving on,
Mhm.
they talk about IPAs and how drinking IPAs makes stuff smell worse. So I have a story. So my name is Mangria Fueled. Mangria is an Adam Carolla drink. He has his own website, Carolla Drinks. And the first time he came out with an IPA, because I drink everything Carolla puts out, whatever it is. So we went on an adventure. It was a true adventure to find Endless Rant was the name of his IPA, Endless Rant. And
Mhm.
so we went to LA, went to Long Beach, got lost looking for this one liquor store, only one liquor store in all of LA had the Endless Rant IPAs. I was like, I gotta get out driving my wife nuts. I gotta get this. I gotta get this. Find the place. I buy like two or three of them. Um, we get back to the hotel room. Like, all right, here we go. This is another monumental moment because the first time I ever drank Mangria changed my life. It sounds stupid, changed my life. That's the first time I drank Mangria, and it's the first time I discovered Modern Family, which is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. So that was a monumental moment. This was a monumental disaster. So I open the Endless Rant IPA and I take a swig. The first and last time I ever drank an IPA. It was fucking disgusting. It was so bad. If all IPAs taste like that, I will never drink another. It was bad. Like this is a Corolla drink, and I don't talk bad about Corolla drinks, but this was god awful. JH, and I don't remember farting or my shit smelling any worse than it already does. But JH, regale us on some IPA stories, a preferred drink of yours. I know you're a Coors.
uh, I do like Coors only because it's nothing's cheap anymore.
Mhm.
Nothing is. But I only started drinking Coors only because geez, it keeps coming back to this. So when I was first separated with my wife, she started dating a guy, and I did not appreciate her dating a guy while not having a job and living in my house when I wasn't living in the house. And then he starts posting pictures of my kids on his Facebook. So I was like, fuck this guy. There would always be Coors Lights in the fridge. And she don't drink beer. So I would just take them. Stealing his beer for that while has got me hooked on Coors Lights. That's what got me to drinking it. So it was like literally displaying my dominance over him. I was like, fuck this guy. Anything he leaves, I'm just taking anyways. Like there was always fights and everything, or he wouldn't even get out of his fucking car because he would drop her off and I'm literally drinking his beer. Like, you're late. Looking at my watch.
Pour it out while he's
Yeah.
next to you.
No, I'm drinking it. Fuck it. Fuck that. Why? I paid for it. My child support was paying that fucking beer. So, you know. But as far as IPAs are good, to me they're the classy beers. You know, you drink them when you want to like try and impress someone, but they have a real hoppy flavor. I think it's the way it's brewed. There
Mhm.
was a couple brands that I enjoy, but like for me, like I like the Magic Hat ones, and I think it's called like Stone something. And there's one out of Philadelphia called Founders. They make a good IPA as well. I don't know about the way they make anything else though, but they taste weird. But you got to watch. They're like twice as strong as regular beer as well, so they just sneak up on you.
That's got to be an acquired taste because I was not acquiring that shit.
It's got to be ice cold too. It's got to be ice cold.
Okay.
I have no problem with warm beer, but IPAs and I'm a guy like I like Guinness, but I got to drink Guinness ice cold. I cannot drink Guinness warm. I know that's how they do it, but that's fucking gross.
Well, moving on from kinky and beer talk, we're going to get back into wrestling because they
It's a
review
wrestling
Money in
show.
the Bank and it leads to the Chop Shop, which we'll talk about later. But it's been a while, it's been a few weeks removed now. Has anything stuck out to you right now that you can remember from Money in the Bank if you watched it?
I did watch Money in the Bank. I missed it because I had to work, and I picked it up the next day. No, nothing really. I mean, other than the fact that like I was wholeheartedly believing Jake was right with that whole Logan Paul. Like you dust off Logan Paul for those few times the years that you signed him for the contract for him to lose. I guess I don't know. I thought he once I saw that he was in it, I thought he was going to win.
Yeah.
I don't see the love of Damian Priest to me is like the weakest person in that Judgment Day. So
But
maybe this is a reason to bring him up.
disrespect.
Maybe this is the reason to bring him up. but he's like, actually, I don't even like it. Like Judgment Day is Dom.
Mhm.
It's Dom and Rhea because like I find Finn Balor fucking boring as shit. I can't stand it. I don't understand the stupid ass fucking mask and shit. It's to me, I don't like it. So I was never a Finn fan, and I was never really whatever his name is. I already forgot his fucking name.
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest. I just said it too. That's fucking. I just woke up when we logged in, so that's why I keep rubbing my eyes. I still have like sleepies in my eyes.
Hey, years of beer drinking have ruined my brain as well, friend.
It's awful. As far as the hate for, fuck, I don't like. I'm so bad with. I like. I'm 2 weeks behind on all Mangria fueled releases right now. They haven't had time, but it's crazy when I do because I only watch like the pay-per-views or premium live events. I just don't have the time. I just got Hulu again, so now I can look at the stuff, but I just haven't had the time to go watch it because I've had my kids here, and sometimes you just can't really put that stuff on.
Yeah.
But who is the girl that has Trish Stratus as her best friend?
That is Zoe Stark.
Okay, she's not so bad.
What is up with you
cute
and liking the
little
worst
weird
looking chicks ever?
Maybe it feels like I have a shot because they're that low, but I don't know. But
Okay,
she's not that bad.
so Zoe Stark was famously known as I call her the baseball mitt face on the tripod because her face is hideous.
Yes,
Her
but like I hear you talking about these people all the time, and it's like it's weird because I don't watch it all the time. So when I get the face, I'm like, what the? And like sometimes it all just comes back. I'm like, what the hell? And I remember people just ragging on her, and I was like, not that bad. All right, it's a bad hairstyle.
let's get this straight. She's hideous, but she can wrestle. She can wrestle. Zanka was talking her up. He said that he can see her being the next one of the big stars because she can wrestle for sure. Having Trish as her mentor, I guess, is a good deal as well. They must believe in her if they have Trish like helping her, teaching her the ropes of the main roster. Money in the Bank stuck out to me a lot because of what Zanka was hard. He loved the way the women's Money in the Bank match ended. Very unique. The way Io handcuffed Bailey and Becky in the middle of the ladder, and it was symbolic. It was Io climbing over. She was, moving up over the legends because it's her time now. Io's time on the tripod. Everybody knows who listens that I love Io Sky. Io Sky or Io Shirai.
Shirai, I was just gonna say.
She was one of my favorites. She was a great champion, NXT Women's Champion, and now she's Mrs. Money in the Bank. I see only good things for her in the future. Hopefully Bailey does the right thing and puts her over. And then we had the surprise turn from your girlfriend, Shayna Baszler. She turned on Ronda Rousey. That was a big shocker as well. The guy said that was the only redeeming quality of the match, which I agree. It was kind of a flunker while watching it. The men's Money in the Bank match, the botch. That's what sticks out. Like even over the ending of Damian winning, the botch with Logan and Ricochet when they're supposed to do the Spanish Fly and their feet, they didn't have the balance, but Ricochet's like, fuck it, we're going. And Logan's like, oh shit. And like his face, like, bam, smacked the table like he fucked himself up, which should get him some respect from the fans. He's willing to do whatever it takes to entertain. Money in the Bank, it was a good pay-per-view, however, Zanka lost, of course. He entered the chop shop. We will talk about that later. But moving on from Money in the Bank, it's funny
Wait,
that
can I ask you one question?
yeah, go for it.
Before I know this is going to be like a 2 hour freaking thing. I apologize.
No, it's fine.
All right, Shayna Baszler.
Oh
To
man.
circle back to that, if you dressed her up, she's not any more masculine than Lacey Evans is, who tries to look like a female as well.
How dare you
I'm just saying.
compare
He's like,
Shayna Baszler to
so
Lacey Evans? Oh,
Lacey Evans is disgusting.
what? Are you high?
Yes.
Have you
Oh
seen
no,
Lacey Evans? Man, she posts
no.
all kinds of thought pics.
I've seen them on Instagram, but
Oh,
it's not. You know,
when
if
they hear
Shayna's got it in her, she's
that
just got to try. She just has to try. She hasn't tried because she doesn't care.
Shayna has a man body and a goblin face, like it's all bad. Like it's all
It's
bad.
her makeup. It's her makeup. You
It's
see
her
her on
teeth,
like
it's her forehead, it's her Down syndrome eyes. Like she is just all
this.
around bad. The only thing she needs to do now is get hair like mine, and it's all over. So
It's,
when she gets her hair like this,
it's,
she might as well get a dick. She might as well
I
grow.
just think she just has bad taste in style. Like you can't go by what she looks like in wrestling because the wrestling tights look stupid. They always did. Like Shawn Michaels even wore similar wrestling pants to her, and he looked ridiculous. It wasn't until he kept the chaps on that he looked like a real wrestler. Same thing with Undertaker. Remember when Undertaker used to wear a singlet? He looked stupid, and he wore pants. So that's why her ass looks stupid. But and then whoever does the makeup for her with the little swirls and everything, that's just dumb. I think she has something there. I think everybody's missing out on that. So you just remember that,
Okay,
Matthew was
remember
the first
this.
one on board.
Remember this.
Mhm.
When next time you see Shayna Baszler and she's not wearing her lesbian leather jacket, when
Mhm.
she turns to the side, she's
Mhm.
hunched over like this.
Good.
She's got a
I
mean
hunched.
hunch. She's got a hunchback, and she stands like a man. It's all. There's nothing. I can't.
Uh,
I need
I
a.
hunch over too. It's
Give
fine.
me an IPA. No, it's just, oh man. And then you're Lacey Evans. She's got the titties. She's got the ass. She's got the
Yeah.
blonde hair. She looks
She
good.
wears the fishnets, which is nice. She
She's
got the fishnets, which are nice, but nah, doesn't do it.
that is it's gonna be funny when everyone hears this. Okay, so moving.
I'm not even doing this to rise on people. I'm being honest with you. So
No, it's fine. It's fine.
yeah,
I like how Jake has a speech impediment. He calls Isla Dawn Isla Dawn because Jake.
yeah.
Uh spin oh yeah. The LOL line of the episode was when Zanka went on a tangent, as he does, and he was asking Jake who has the most punchable face. Is it Sammy Guevara,
Oh yeah.
Brian Cabrera, or Austin
Mhm.
Theory? And Jake, I believe he picked Ryan because he impregnated Alexa and he's holding a grudge.
Yes.
But
Mhm. Yes.
Ryan, he needs to be punched with a brick. But Sammy for sure needs to be punched. Austin Theory, he just needs to shave the pube beard he has that looks like a fucking goat's taint. Like if he shaves that
Yeah.
off, he'll be like maybe less punchable. I'm not sure. But if you could pick between those three, who would you punch?
All right. So this. I haven't listened to this episode since it came out,
Mhm.
so I forgot about this until you're bringing it up, and I remember actually thinking about this. And if you can't do like a Jean Claude Van Damme like roundhouse kick and get them all, it would probably have to be Ryan as well.
Yeah.
I guess different Rob, like not so Alexa Bliss is okay, but I just don't get that guy. Like I don't know why he's like so famous and everybody hates him. Is he like a music guy?
I think so, but I don't really know who
Yeah,
he is either. He might be a
yeah.
reality star. I'm not sure.
Like Austin Theory just is mismanaged. I think he's just annoying because he's listening to what he's being told to do, but he's not really getting direction.
Mhm.
As far as Sammy, actually, Sammy's probably going to be the biggest star in AEW in the next couple of years because he seems like he's that like homegrown guy they're building. This is just his annoying phase.
If he becomes super heel, possibly, but him sticking his tongue out with his stupid looking hair, uh,
Mhm.
talk about someone who needs to change things up. But the LOL line of the episode came because Zanka didn't choose either of them. He actually chose the woman Sammy married, Tay Mello, who I
I
had a big
forgot he
crush
did
on.
that. Mhm.
Tay Mello, I was a massive fan of because of her ass. She's got a great looking ass. She's got that sexy accent. But then he went and but then he went and just completely destroyed the way I think about her because he said that Tay has no upper lip and has a little boy face. And I laughed when I heard it and I was like, oh no, he's right. But the LOL line of the episode was when they were done talking about it, he said about Tay Mello, growing up her lip, you stupid asshole. That was pretty fucking funny. That made me laugh hard. Uh,
Ugh,
do you know who Tay Mello is?
no.
No.
Didn't isn't he like somebody like Sammy cheated on?
Tay Mello is a
Wasn't he like
woman.
married? Yeah. No, no, I'm saying, isn't that who like Sammy was dating somebody, dumped her, then started dating her or something like that? I
Sammy
don't
was
know. I
dating
could
a
be wrong.
civilian, just a regular
Yeah,
woman. He proposed to her in
yeah,
the ring.
yeah. And then dumped her
Apparently, he
for
dumped
her.
her for Tay
Yeah,
Mello.
yeah.
They got married, and now she's having a baby.
Okay, so I don't know who she is. TAE.
No, Tay.
Yeah, but they just know how I. Okay, so yeah, I do. I do know who she is. Okay, yeah. So I'm not going to mention my last name, but we have this thing called that whatever family trait, and that's what she has. None of us have upper lips. I
Oh,
get it, and I feel her pain. I feel her pain. I have cousins too. None of us have upper
I didn't
lips.
even notice it till you said something.
It's awful. It's awful. It's bad.
Lack of upper lip.
It's terrible. But yeah, I get it.
Um, Jake says Dragon Ball Z is not a cartoon, it's anime. He didn't really give anime much of a defense when he was I mean, because technically it is a cartoon. I won't even disagree with Zenka, but to defend anime, I'll say they're cartoons for adults.
Yes.
That's how I could defend it because I was on the same train he was. I made fun of everybody who watched anime, like
Mhm.
brutally. Like I would lay into people who are watching anime, especially Dragon Ball Z. And then my wife introduced me to all this fucking anime. She was into it. You know, I was trying to court her and be like, "Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's interesting." And then eventually it grew on me, and then I started liking it. So now we both like anime, watch anime together. But yeah, anime is cartoon for adults. So
Mhm.
you're right, Zenka, and you're right, Jake.
Now, what is anime porn?
Anime what?
Is that what anime porn? Is that what hentai is?
Hentai is the octopus, like fucking that
That's
Japanese.
like anime porn, though. It's all weird because even
Yeah,
Pornhub now has a section for it.
Japanese uh people have this obsession with tentacles.
Yeah,
They
I
love
guess.
octopus monsters raping
Mm,
chicks.
I
That's the
guess.
most
I don't know.
bizarre how someone can beat off to octopus monster in every orifice of a woman. I mean, is that like the Japanese gangbang? Is that the gangbang
Maybe.
they're thinking of? Is octopuses? I don't know, but that's some thank God my wife isn't into that.
Japanese cum dumps is a very good and popular thing to look up for on Pornhub. So,
I hope my phone didn't hear you because I will definitely not be looking that up.
just
Um,
saying, it's there.
this was a rare opportunity, a rare occurrence that the Master of Disguise movie came up, which is a movie that I had not thought of in years. I'm guessing people with children know this movie very well. It went down in history as one of the worst trailers for a movie I've ever seen in my life. So whenever it came on TV, I would dive on the remote to turn it because Dana Carvey would say turtle, turtle. I'd be like, oh my God, this is fucking stupid. This is some stupid ass shit. Does he need the money this bad? And then they
Yes, he
went
did.
ahead and brought up a reference of the Master of Disguise. JH, as a parent yourself, Have you seen The Master of Disguise and your thoughts on the movie?
I have never seen that movie.
Okay.
Never. It was an obvious money grab after Wayne's World and seeing what you can get with the other guy, Mike Myers.
Yeah.
And I just don't think Dana Carvey's funny. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I never understood it, so I had never any appeal to watch it. Outside of anything he did with Saturday Night Live. Like he was great as Garth, but I just don't think he's that funny. So I just I don't know. That's this I put that in the same category as some of those like really bad, like what's that guy who was in the
Tyler
office
Perry.
after the office? What's up?
Oh, Steve Carell?
Yes. And he did a couple movies that were just kind of like dumb. It's like you were just doing a cash grab after doing something really successful. So that's yeah, I've completely missed on that. That's why I was like looking at you once they were talking about that movie, I turned off because I just don't know it. I don't pay attention to
Matthew's JH's views and opinions are not of the After Party Hangover. They're now
I will stand by him.
Dana Carvey is funny. He's a funny comedian. His movies, nothing really comes to mind that I can think of off the top of my head besides Wayne's World. That
His
was
best line ever is car. That's it. He peaked right there. So,
and as far as Steve Carell is hilarious. He did some god awful movies.
he did.
I don't think it was after The Office. I think it was during The Office.
It might have been.
He did some horrific movies. Evan Almighty was terrible.
Yes.
He did this movie with Paul Rudd, which was a remake, which was just so bad. But other Steve Carell movies like The 40-Year-Old Virgin, it's great.
That was okay. But it was more of the other characters around him too that were kind of funny. I know.
Relax,
I'm gonna hear about it afterwards. I know.
Well, the reason why I brought up the Master of Disguise is because it was an obscure movie from the 90s, I believe. The same thing happened yesterday on the tripod. A movie was brought up that I'm for sure has never been brought up since the year 2000. Like since the year 2000 was erased from everyone's memory. It came out in 1994, but this movie with Paul Hogan and Cuba Gooding Jr. came up that I might have seen in heavy rotation when it was playing on TV. It's called Lightning Jack. Do you remember this movie?
I've never even heard of it. I don't know.
Cuba Gooding Jr. is a mute, and Paul Hogan is like takes him under his wing. It's a goofy movie, a silly movie. Caesar is the one who mentioned it, and he stood by it. We're talking about characters who couldn't talk because on NXT there's Noam Dar who's playing a comatose person right now, and he's committing to it. He said Cuba Gooding Jr. committed to that character, like Noam Dar is committing to his character on NXT. But if you want a homework assignment, JH, you should go for Lightning Jack.
I just looked it up just to see what the hell it was, and no, it didn't jog anything. So that's something to look forward to when I have nothing else to watch.
Lightning Jack, put it on your queue.
Because I got to do something, because all it is like 80s, 90s action movies. I watched Cobra one more fucking time. Jesus,
That is a famous movie in the Adam Carolla universe, by the way, Cobra. It's the way he talks about Cobra is just hilarious. He brings it up like almost every episode because
does he really? Okay.
Yeah, because the fucker cuts his pizza with the scissors, and he just
the best line of the whole movie is, "I'll blow this place up. Go ahead. I don't shop here anyway." Fucking stupid.
Carolla waxes poetic about Cobra a lot. Him and Stallone are friends. So it's just funny. He's really good friends with Frank Stallone, his brother.
Yeah,
it's just funny. But moving on, and finally, it's the Chop Shop. The Chop Shop was Grimace themed. Of course, I knew nothing of these questions Jake was asking, like where is he from? What's his Irish uncle's name?
Yeah.
Growing up, it was just Ronald McDonald and his crew. He had like a bird lady with him. He had the Fry Guys. He had the Hamburglar, Grimace, of course, and
Were these cartoons or were these live action people?
well, hold on a second. Choking on my childhood trauma.
It's okay.
These were like, well, you know Barney. He's just a big dude in
Yeah.
a purple suit.
Yeah.
Exactly to say, these were all people
Okay.
like furries. They're basically furries.
Yeah. Like Mayor McCheese. There was
There you
one,
go.
Mayor
There you go.
McCheese.
Mary McCheese. That's one of them.
There was the Hamburglar, Grimace. Grimace, who does look like a giant purple butt plug.
He does
Like
for sure.
it's. Um, I remember the Fry Guys, but that was more of like a cartoon thing, really. But yeah, I didn't know anything about that stuff.
I was a little
I
fat
don't
kid
know.
going to McDonald's. My mom would buy
Yeah.
me Happy Meals, and the characters would be on the box. You
Yeah.
get toys, you get the little Ron McDonald toys and his friends and shit. That's all I knew. I did not dive into the Wikipedia of Ronald McDonald's ensemble, his entourage, and their origin stories. I had no idea they dove that deep. Maybe this was before I was born. But the only Grimace was the what Peter Griffin. I don't know if you watch Family Guy as religiously as
I
I did.
used to a long time ago.
Well, he referred to Grimace as Ronald McDonald's retarded friends. So
Okay. Now you can see that.
he that's
Yeah.
how we referred to Grimace. I know Grimace was like duh, duh, that's how he sounds. He goes,
Yeah.
duh, duh,
Yeah.
duh. So they weren't helping the case, by the way. But knowing that he's a giant taste bud is a bit disturbing, actually. That's what Jake found on his research. By the way,
You're right.
there's no way Jake knew any of this shit either, because all of this was before his time. It was before my time, so I wouldn't know anything about it either. But Jake,
So
you have children. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
yes.
took them to McDonald's. Are
Mm-hmm.
they familiar with the Ronald McDonald universe?
No. No. They know of Ronald McDonald only from whatever internet memes are
Okay.
and stuff that they do of like the creepy clown. They know of Grimace because it was his birthday and all that shit. But no, all that stuff isn't popular. And like even what is 2023? So it's been 3 years. My oldest son is 10 now, so now he's like old enough to understand. But 7 years ago was 2020. That's when he would have kind of been coming into it. But you couldn't go to like that McDonald's play place. The only thing I can think of is maybe Jake went to the McDonald's play place where they have all like the giant ceramic fucking Grimace sitting there and shit like that. Maybe that's something he knew. But I did watch a really good. I think what it was. Sometimes I watch these things on YouTube of like different companies on how they succeeded.
Mhm.
I don't know why. Maybe I'm trying to better myself. But they had one on the start of McDonald's in comparison to the start of Burger King as to why one's working and one isn't. And one of them was that in McDonald's in the 70s, they created this family of characters. And that's how Grimace came and stuff like that. But I never knew there was like a fucking the first cousin and an origin story, or God forbid, a taste bud. They never mentioned he was a taste bud. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
But
70s,
sure.
way before my time. All of the characters look
Yeah.
disturbing. Everything in that time was disturbing. Like everything in Return to Oz was disturbing. Everything in the 80s was just fucking disturbing. But yeah, the earliest memory I have, of course, like I told you, I was a fat kid getting McDonald's. The play places in every town were creative. Like the up north, I used to live in a town called Ukiah, and then their McDonald's, they had it was almost like a ceramic tree, a giant ceramic tree, and there was a ball pit, there was a swing connected to the ceramic tree. You could climb the tree. Because by the way, play places in the 80s, you could get fucked up. Like you could get injured.
Yeah.
They didn't give a shit about safety. There was no styrofoam, anything. You risked your life every time you were in a fucking play place back in the day. But they were fun, damn it. They were still fun. But yeah. And then here in now where I live now, when they first built Walmart, they had a McDonald's inside the Walmart. And this was like, I think 92, 93.
I remember when McDonald's was inside of Walmart.
And
now it's like shitty Subway.
Yeah, they had a wooden bench in front of this McDonald's. And the entrance to the McDonald's were the golden arches inside Walmart. So it was kind of cool looking. And in front was a wooden bench. And here's ceramic fucking Ronald McDonald with his arm like this on the bench. So you could sit there and like take pictures of them. It was still kind of creepy looking. But that's back in the day, people. That's what things were like back in the day. Not
Two
like,
of them, I have three within about 5 miles of me, and two of them have that still.
oh, they do. The Walmarts with the
Yes.
ceramic. Oh, okay.
No. The McDonald's with the ceramic Ronald in it,
Oh,
right in
wow.
the lobby of it. Yeah,
Covered in COVID now.
probably.
Well,
Probably.
JH, thank you once again for joining me on the Hangover.
Wait, can I bring up two? Can I bring up two things before you wrap this up?
Yes, you
One
can.
involves the first episode. One involves McDonald's Play Place.
Go for it.
We'll go McDonald's Play Place. That was most relevant. So in 2006, I used to be a liquor salesman before I started working in the chemical industry.
Mhm.
And I felt bad quitting because, I only gave him like a 6-week notice and he was still upset, my boss. So I came back and was working second shift. And then I was like, you know what? I don't go until 2. I'll still do liquor rounds from 7 a.m. to 12 in noon. And I had a 20,000-pound truck loaded to the gills with liquor. And I get on the highway and I'm just like cranking it, because like you don't use second gear, you go second, third, and it takes forever to go wind these gears up. And it was a 3-lane highway, and this car in the left lane comes in and tries to go into the McDonald's, cutting through 3 lanes, and I hit T-bone him.
Oh,
He
shit.
went about 5 feet from the wall of the fucking play place of the McDonald's. He went, it ripped right through their garden, everything, T-boned him. And while I'm on the phone with my boss saying, hey, I just hit these guys. And it was like a clown car. It was all these Mexicans came out. And one pregnant lady, and they go, no cops, no cops, no cops. My boss is like, get the fuck out of there right now. So that was pretty funny.
Well, now you just
yeah,
the evidence, JH.
it's been so long at this point. It was 2006. So
They're all dead. They're all dead.
Yeah, right. They're off to another country. But what is your thought process on my question as far as the first episode that we covered as far as a SRAP barbecue? Because I think Zenka brought up a good thing that if Cesar is going to be cooking, he can't be drinking. I never thought about it, but he's right. I've bitten into too many raw things off of a fucking barbecue because some guy's drunk as shit. That's a great thought process. I never thought of that before. That's it.
The barbecues, because apparently white people don't have cookouts. We have barbecues, according to Cesar.
I don't know what the fuck's a cookout. That's stupid.
Barbecue. The barbecues I've been to, I'd say 50% of the barbecues I went to, the grill master was loaded. And when the grill master was loaded, burgers and hot dogs. They didn't touch anything else. They didn't even attempt anything else. It was burgers and hot dogs. But not loaded, that's when the food was cooked properly. Chicken, steaks, all the stuff was good. Kebabs, lots of good kebabs. Tri-tip, all good shit. So I think
you never bit into a kebab that was completely fucking raw in the middle because the guy wasn't paying attention.
No, the only raw food I've ever eaten was unfortunately from my dad cooking, and that's just we were poor as fuck growing up. Like I even was joking with the idea of creating a poor camp for kids. Like, cause when we're growing up poor, we're like, man, when I have kids, I want to make sure they have everything they need and everything. And then they grow up to be spoiled cunts and don't appreciate shit. So the thought I had today was, what if parents could send their kids to poor camp? And poor camp would be, I'm talking poor camp. I'm talking sliced bread, 99-cent hot dogs in the microwave, poor. I'm talking glass of milk, whole milk. You want a dessert? Get some Sweet and Low. Put some Sweet and Low in it. Stir it up. You got sugar milk. And you got your sliced bread and hot dog. That's poor.
You got milk? You got milk and bread? Holy shit. You were living large.
What the hell did you get? Newspaper and water?
I remember for a while, we used to get church donations. because my father died when we were kids. So my mom was like struggling with 4 kids, and my 2 brothers were, one was 6 months, one was a year old, and we used to get church donations. I remember distinctly hiding a box, not a box, like one of those containers of frosting for cake that didn't have to be refrigerated, hiding it in like the upper back corner of the cabinet so no one else would. So at least I knew I had something of a snack I could eat every once in a while. Like go back to it every couple of days or something like that. Like I remember eating like taco shells, and it wasn't until I was about 16 when I got a job, and I was like, "Fuck this!" I was like, "Can we please go to McDonald's?" I was like, "I need to eat something," because like when I was in high school at that time, I weighed like 140, 150 pounds. But I was like 6'4", 6'5". I was like growing into my size. I was like a skeleton. But yeah, we didn't have food. We did not have food at that house. Fuck that. Perishables? Hot dogs? That's a perishable. Bread? Fuck. No, no, no. It was like canned shit. It's like you're eating pumpkin pie stuffing.
I wasn't
From
done.
the kid.
I wasn't done. I wasn't done.
Yeah.
Not only that, we would
Oh,
have
then please enlighten. I'm
uh,
curious of this
we,
poor camp.
we would grab whatever was the cheapest shit, and we didn't even go. We name brand stores. No, 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 no. We went to the third hand stores. Our store was called Such a Deal, and let me be honest with you, it wasn't. So we go to Such a Deal, and we buy hot dogs, 99-cent hot dog. They were cheaper than 99 cents actually. Loaf of bread, not name brand, of course. Bacos, not for salad.
Bacon dogs, baby.
Bacos. We would have Necco wafers. You remember Necco wafers?
Yes, I do.
Shit was disgusting as fuck. When we couldn't.
Yeah, but you ever go back and eat them just for like
no
nostalgia?
No,
I have. I ate them like last year.
Traumatizing. Never again will I eat Necco wafers. Vienna sausages. When we couldn't afford the 99-cent, possibly cheaper hot dogs, we got that little fucking sardine can of Vienna sausage.
You gotta roll it.
Yep, you peel it like cat food, fucking wet cat food. That tastes disgusting. But wouldn't you think that if you said, I'm sending your ass to poor camp over the summer, you're going to poor camp, so when you get back, you're going to appreciate all the shit you have now. I think that would be a good idea. And if that didn't work, your ass is going to the military after you graduate.
Dude, let me tell you something. You're right. You're 100% right. Like, do you remember Zap Comics? It was like a big comic book chain store in the 90s. I don't know if it made it to the West Coast, but over in the East Coast, they were like big. And it was like mid 90s. I was 8th grade, maybe going into high school. And like I said, we were fucking poor. And there's a deli by me for $1. You got 2 eggs on a roll with cheese sandwich. So I would sell all of my wrestling figures that, remember the 90s at the Ultimate Warrior, you like push down his chest and he would lift up and everything. It's like everybody had the demolition ones and stuff. I would sell those toys and I would get like $4 or $5 a piece.
The tiny ones? The
little plastic ones. Yeah, the little plastic ones.
Okay. I had the junk. You remember the big ones? Like I had Junkyard Dog. He couldn't move, but he was like a big giant guy.
Yeah. I used to have all the little plastic ones. And I had like Randy, Macho King. Of course, you'd have like Hogan and stuff. I used to have the thumb wrestlers of like Sting and like Paul Orndorff and stuff. But I would sell them and you get like $4 or $5 a piece of them just to buy breakfast sandwiches because that was how we would get extra food. Because I had like two little brothers. It was fucking crazy. I wish my kids, this pizza isn't good. I'm like, fuck you, it's pizza. It's like, it's not from the right pizza place. Come on.
Can I have the latest tablet, Dad? This one's out. My friend has the latest tablet. Shit, at poor camp, your ass gets army men. Your ass drinks from the hose. You drink from the. You ain't getting. You want Dasani? No, you ain't getting that. You ain't getting Aquafina. You ain't getting nothing purified. You get the hose. You get army men, and you go to the lake. That's it. That's all you get for entertainment. You don't get no tablets, and you get if you wanna talk on the phone, get the cord out, connect the cord, landline, Do a fucking rotary. What's dad's number? Shit, I don't remember. You gotta learn the fucking number. If you want to know what time it is, call popcorn. POPC. See, I think war camp is a great idea.
I think it's a great way to knock into perspective. I just got told 2 weeks ago, oh, can I use your phone? I handed my phone. Oh, this is the 14 gun. Screw you. 14. My God. All right. I remember all I wanted was one of those clear see-through cord phones in my room, and I never got it.
My sister had one of those.
Yes, lucky.
Good times. Well,
yeah.
Gates, thank you once again for joining me for this hangover.
Thank you for having.
Unintentionally kinky, but very nostalgic. And until next time, do you have anything you would like to plug? I mentioned your dad meme page earlier. If you want to replug it, or anyone you want to give a shout out to, or anything at all.
I do. Follow whatever the fuck. What is his tag? Cynic Chaos. What is X Cynic X? Yes. Follow him. He wants to make 1,000 followers soon, even though he doesn't carry shirts in my size. I tried to explain to him that wrestling fans are a little bit bigger. You have to up the sizes. But, follow him. Good guy. Puts out good wrestling little content there. And he kind of makes SRAP legit full circle since he's now part of that industry now. I think it's kind of fun. Even though he started out being the most hated person in APDW.
Let me give, I'll spell it out so people can know.
Sure.
On Instagram, it's XSINNICKX on Instagram. He's a legit wrestler. We talk about it. He does it for real. He's trying to build his brand. Give him a follow. He's a good guy. He's got a family to feed. Come on now. Come on. He don't want to go to port camp. He don't need to go to port camp. But yeah, go ahead.
I'll bring the taco shells for him. I will donate.
I got them Vienna sausages. I'll FedEx them.
Exactly. Vienna sausages are like a luxury.
But until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And you know what? All hail Alinda's Bush.